everyone, and a warm welcome back to my channel, Closet Chronicles. So as you can judge by the title of this video, what I want to talk about today is luxury, or as others choose to call it, quiet luxury. And now there's a lot of content, a lot of articles, a lot of posts out there about the concept of quiet luxury. And I've been trying to read as much as possible, digest it, understand, how others are defining quiet luxury, how others are defining luxury in general. And there's really so much, good information, good knowledge, good insights, great perspectives really on the subject of luxury and on the subject on, this trendy quiet luxury. To me, luxury is first of all the materials. It's the silks and cottons, the merino wools, the cashmeres, the linen. It's all the natural fibers. There are different qualities of those materials, and I think also that this is good if you can afford, if you aspire to have, the best of cashmere. There is certainly a shelf, a product for you out there, and I think this is good. But at the same time, you can also find cashmere, you can also find silk in lower priced brands. But this is not necessarily to say that I would recommend to compromise on the quality, because at the end of the day, the most important thing for me is that I get the most joy out of a garment, out of an accessory. My heart really bleeds when I cannot use a garment over a longer period of time, because the material maybe is not of the quality that you would expect from a given brand or from a given type of garment. If it's something that you are supposed to wear a lot, that it's made of a material that is simply not durable, that is not sustainable to me. So yes, luxury or quiet luxury for me is the materials. And what is also important to me is it's really what's on the inside. And now this may sound as a cliche, but the very first thing that I check when I see a garment or an accessory that I like, that is appealing to me, that is appealing to my eye, is actually the inside label. So this is the first thing that I examine. I check what the given item is made of, where it is produced. This is also important to me. I do want to reduce the overall climate impact that I have as an individual consuming fashion. So this is important to me, and that is not to be a fundamentalist, and this is not a video about fashion's overall climate impact, because this is a completely different subject. But if I as an individual can mindfully and consciously make a choice that is better for the environment, then I tend to do it. I try to do it. I try to do my best. So I check the inside label. I check the inside label once again to understand what is the content, what is the material, what the material is actually made of, but also, and that is maybe even more important, how I can take care of this garment, how I can take care of this material, how I can in fact prolong the usability of the material, the usability of this given garment. So this is very, very important to me, and I tend to walk away from items that simply do not make sense. And what doesn't make sense to me, a good example would be a white cotton shirt where the designer, and that would typically be a big name designer, high-end designer, decided, to make the cotton shirt from a material that you cannot wash, for example. So you have to dry clean it. And to me, this is complete nonsense. I value much more the usability, functionality of the garment above design and creative idea. That doesn't mean that I'm not drawn to fashion trends and creativity and beautiful items, but I approach them very consciously, and everything has to work for me and not the other way around. I cannot be a slave of a white shirt that per definition will get dirty after one use, and I should be able to just wash it. I should be able to just iron it myself at home, so I cannot be a slave of that. And I've tried a couple of times to sacrifice for the garment, and really none of the times this made me happy. So I learned from experience. I know that I have to stay away from garments that are simply not designed according to their function. So it is very important to me to know how I can take care of a garment, and that I myself can take care of the garment. That not said that I don't have items that require professional care. So a lot of my garments are made of silk, or made of cashmere, or made of wool, and simply have to be dry cleaned, or have to be cleaned professionally, have to be washed professionally. All the times when I've tried to do this on my own, to wash or to remove a stain from a dark silk skirt on my own, even though I know what can happen to the color of the skirt. I'm trying to learn from my own experience, but that doesn't always happen. But this is also to say how important it is, to check the label, to know how you can actually take care of a garment. And just being aware that, well, if all of your garments are light colored and they have to be dry cleaned, well, you are going to visit your dry cleaner quite a lot. What I also consider luxury is the fit. If you're wearing the most expensive cashmere from a well-known, well-respected brand, but the fit is just not right for you, or the colors, because I consider colors to be part of this concept of the fit. If they're not your colors, or if the fit just doesn't suit your body, doesn't suit who you are, then the garment will simply not look luxurious on you. So the fit is just as important, and understanding what actually fits your body and what suits you as a person in terms of clothes, in terms of accessories, is luxury to me. Actually, it's also a process. To me, luxury is getting to a point where I'm very aware of what I like, what suits me, what fits my body, what fits my lifestyle. So as some of you may already know, I live in Copenhagen, Denmark, and I bike everywhere I can. But this also means that I bike when it's windy, I bike when it rains, and I have to be able to wear clothes that are functional. That doesn't mean that I'm not wearing beautiful styles and beautiful fits and materials, but I have to be able to wear them in a way that is not limiting my possibility of biking on a daily basis. Now, luxury to me is also about the mindset. So as I've just mentioned, it's this whole journey of getting to a point where you know yourself, you know your likes and you know your dislikes, you know your life, you know what functions you are actually fulfilling during the day, what activities you have on a daily basis, and hence also what clothes, what kinds of garments, what kinds of materials suit the life that you have, the person that you are, the job that you have. It is about being conscious of, this whole environment that we find ourselves in. So it's not, just clothes for the clothes. It's not just materials for the materials, but they have to work for me. They have to work for you. Yeah. So luxury to me is also about being mindful, about how mindfully consuming fashion, because fashion is fun and fashion is supposed to be fun and creative, and it is supposed to bring joy, it is supposed to bring inspiration, it is supposed to be enjoyed and celebrated. It requires a mindful approach. Now, going through all the materials, all the articles, all the posts about quiet luxury, what many people repeated was certain brands, certain brands that are considered to be quiet luxury or luxury brands. And in many cases, I would agree that a certain brand is a luxurious brand or a typical quiet luxury brand. But again, this does depend on how we actually define luxury. And I think the definitions can be different from person to person. Yes, of course, with this current trend of quiet luxury, there is a tendency to define luxury in a specific way. For example, certain types of certain palette of colors. Obviously, the finest of the finest materials, which I totally agree with. Then no logo concept, which I also agree with. I think it's also about, at least right now, myself, I'm drawn to, very limited patterns. So the more, plain the garment is, if there are no patterns, just as this top or this merino wool sweater, the more luxurious it feels. And I don't know, to be honest, whether this is already under influence of all the, quiet luxury content that I've been through myself, or whether this is, a unique feeling, a unique mindset that I have. Time will show, I guess. But yeah, once again, luxury or quiet luxury to me is first of all the materials, and they have to be functional, they have to be breathable, they have to be usable, depending on the occasion, depending on the activity that I am applying them for, and they have to I have to know how I can take care of them, and it's fine if they require professional help, if it's fine if they require dry cleaning and so on, but I have to be able to take care of them. That also means being able to make small repairs on the garments, everyday care. So let's say if we're talking about cashmere or if we're talking about wool, they would typically pill, and it's important to me, that I can actually do the shaving on my own at home and make the garment look new and beautiful again. So it's the materials, it's the inside labels, checking them very carefully. Then it's about the fit, and by the fit I also mean the colors. And then definitely about the mindset, that we are mindful about how we approach fashion and how we define, what luxury is to us, what luxury is to me, and what it is for you. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you found some value. I hope that you found something new, a new approach, a new understanding of what luxury or quiet luxury is. If you like this video, please do give it a thumb up and do subscribe to my channel. I will be posting on a regular basis, so I definitely hope to see you next time. All the best from Copenhagen and Closet Chronicles. Bye bye.